Originally, the burial mound covering the tomb was a majestic 9-level structure, twice its current height. Today, even with the erosion of 2,000 years, it's still an imposing mark of a ruler bent on immortality. In the 1980s, a survey of the mound's soil revealed unusually large concentrations of mercury, much higher than nearby areas. Experts have taken this as a sign that the rivers of mercury decorating Emperor Qin's tomb may well exist, and that Sima Qian's grand descriptions aren't just fiction. Somewhere around here, these men hope to unearth a 20,000-acre tomb holding the riches which accompanied the first emperor to the afterlife. Perched midway up a precarious rock face, it seems to hang in midair. A sacred shrine that could, at any time, crash and tumble disastrously onto the rocky floor below. But after 1,400 years, it's still up there. On the sheer cliffs of sacred Mount Hen, supported only by wooden beams, the hanging monastery has inspired awe for over a millennium. 230 miles from Beijing, the hanging monastery lies well off the beaten track. Close to the sleepy backwater towns of Shanxi province, it's hard to imagine that the villagers' simple lives are led in the shadow of such riches and one of China's most famous wonders. While these villagers may be passed by, the Hanging Monastery is one of the country's most popular tourist sites.
感觉很壮观呢，难得一见。
And what is really amazing is that it's wooden. It's wood. There's no iron. It's just the same it was. So it's unbelievable. It's great.
Suspended 15 stories above the Hen Valley floor, it's a mystery why it was built there and how it survived. In Chinese, it's called the monastery suspended in a void. One reason for its peculiar position could be the floods that used to plague the valley. Today, a dam controls the river, making the building easily accessible to visitors, if they're brave enough.
全世界可以这样说，全国吧，我们每天接待很多很多客人啊。凡是来到学
Many people visit the Hanging Monastery every year. And the first question they ask is, why is the monastery built on the west cliff of Jinxia Gorge? The gorge is 30 miles long, and the mountains block the wind from the north and south. The monastery is built in an indentation in the cliff beneath an overhang. That's why the building is still intact after 1,400 years, in spite of weathering. Its surroundings reduce the destructive force of nature.
What the naked eye can't see from below is that the Hanging Monastery is actually built into the cliff face. More than 40 cave rooms were dug into the rocks to hold precious religious statues of all shapes and sizes. This process was also crucial to lending the building its much-needed support. Glancing at the structure, it looks suspiciously like the beams get more than a little support from vertical wooden poles resting on tiny rock ledges. But it's easy to be misled.
实际上，我们这个细的柱子都是装饰性。
In fact, the thin pillars are just for decoration, to give people more confidence to go up to the monastery. If we use thick pillars, the monastery wouldn't look like it's hanging. But if we didn't use any pillars, it looked too unstable and nobody would go up. That's why all the pillars are very thin. They actually don't give any support to the monastery.
So the wooden pillars, which appear to protect the tourists, really don't support them at all. They were put there within the last century, just to make the monastery look more stable for the faint-hearted. It took 2,000 years to complete, and it stretches over 4,000 miles. In a recent worldwide poll, it was voted one of the world's greatest treasures. The Great Wall of China is a man-made miracle that unites over 1 billion people and more than 50 ethnic groups. It's a powerful national icon and supreme among the 7 wonders of China. The early construction of the Great Wall depended only on thin layers of earth, pressed firmly on top of one another. The defensive barrier only needed to withstand the onslaught of swords and spears. Emperor Qin's Great Wall ran along what was the country's first northern frontier. In the following dynasty, the Han, the Great Wall extended its reach into the Gobi Desert, responding to new areas of enemy attack. It was over a millennium later before the construction of the Great Wall took a great leap forward. The builders of the Ming dynasty made a wall that was much bigger, grander, and stronger. They were desperate to repel a wave of Mongol attacks that were becoming ever more fierce and relentless.
There was a major raid in this area in 1550. Several thousands of Mongols got inside the wall. That was a devastating raid. 60,000 Chinese killed, 40,000 taken prisoner, several hundred thousand